What up, you guys? All right, and welcome back to another soap making video. What you see here are some beautiful succulent soap embeds that I created. Thank you very much. But let's get into it. So I decided to add the neon yellow mica powder. Yes, it is super bright. However, I thought this was going to mellow out just a tad bit because one of the fragrance oils has vanilla in it. And as you guys may be aware, when a fragrance oil has vanilla, it will more than likely darken the soap a little bit. So I was like, okay, I'm not really sure how this is going to play out over time, but for right now, this is super bright, but let's just go with it. Again, like I said, I am using 2 fragrance oils with this batch, and that in itself had me on pins and needles. But just trying to go through with it. So again, the neon color wasn't quite incorporating the way that I wanted it to, so I had to use my immersion blender once the whisk and the spatula was not working. But I was able to get it there. Finally at a right temperature, and again getting ready to add my lye solution. And I decided not to use the whisk because I'm thinking the metal is helping to heat that up just a little bit faster. It could just all be in my head. But I decided to use the spatula instead. And here I'm testing the fragrance just a little bit at a time to see if it's going to give me any seizing, and it did not, which I'm super thankful for. So I began to work in my fragrance oil, make sure all of that is incorporated, and poured it into my mold. And as you guys know, with my embeds, I like to lay everything out. So I already have that prepped to the side of how I want to distribute that on top of this soap here. Um, all was going well. All was going really well. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of geeked at this moment because I'm like, these colors are hitting. They're pretty. I'm like, I can't wait to cut into this. Like, it's gonna be bomb. Um, I get to the end, and of course, things didn't quite work out the way that I wanted it to. And I think that was just because I grabbed the wrong thing at the wrong time, which is fine, and didn't really feel like playing around with it. So I went and got 2 smaller embeds to fill that space that I created because I didn't stick to the plan. My fault. So here I'm like really geeked. I'm like, oh my God, yay, this looks really pretty. The colors are vibrant and popping, and I love it. And I go downstairs to rinse out my bowls and my my utensils, and I come back to this. You guys, I almost fell out. Like, I wanted to scream at the top of my lungs, what the F? And I'm like, I have to scrap it. It's going to look horrible. However, when I decided to cut into it, I'm not going to lie, this kind of looks dope now. Like, individually, it looks really, really pretty. Um, am I bugging? Am I bugging? What do you guys think?